everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to show you how to solve some examples for Module 5, which is entitled Rational Functions, Equations, and Inequalities. So this module is divided into 2 lessons, and we are going to start with lesson number 1, which is representing real-life situations using rational functions. Alright, so without further ado, kindly turn your page or kindly turn your module into page 7, which is what's new. And this is entitled Love in Times of COVID. I don't know why, but let's just dig into this example now. So, as what you can see in the comic strip, no, sa nasa comic strip niya, yung makita din ha. So, kana siya, you're going to use the comic strip in order for you to get your given values. Pagkahuman ana, you're going to use a situation in order to answer questions 1 to 6. Okay? So, in this case, what I'm going to show you is how you are going to solve for questions number 3 and I guess question number 4. Okay, so question number 3 and question number 4. So, if you can see in question number 3, no, na kay table din ha. And then sa imong table na ay number of families and amount of relief each family will receive. So, you need to finish the table, the data on the table. So how are we going to do that? We're going to use rational functions in order for us to answer that specific problem. No? Okay, so dito mag-start sa ato ang first na given. So sa first ato na given, ang base sa conversation sa barangay captain o iyang mga kagawad, no? Base sa ilang conversation, na kay total number or total budget. Okay, we have a total budget of 442,000 pesos, I guess. Wait ha. Alright? And na kay number of families, no? Sa barangay. Sa ilang barangay, na sila 850 ka families. Okay? So, ingon nila nga kung kani siya ang imuhang total budget for donations, tapos mo ni siya ang imuhang number of families, then automatic na nasa imuhang table din ha na ang kada isa ka pamilya makadawat siya og 520 pesos. Yun sa nila na pagkuha. So, they use division, simple division. So, 442,000 pesos divided by 850 ka-family. So, if you're going to use a calculator, no, you may use your calculator para mas madali mo. Divide 850, that is 520. That is correct. So, that is 520. However, na isa kagawad nga nag-raise siya o question. Siya nga kap or kapanaw kagawad na may mga stranded nga families na wala na kawala silang barangay or naapoy mga nag-migrate into your barangay. So meaning, ang number of families nga 850 is not stable. Dili siya permanente. So what are we going to do with that? Muna siya nga na kay table din ha. No, sa second na day nga ilahang nag-survey man sila, nakakita sila nga ang kanang imuhang number of families na ilang nakitaan is 855 na siya. So, what are we going to do? Same thing. So, that is going to be 442,000 divided by 855. Okay, muna ni siya ang answer. Ang answer ani, muna ni siya ang answer sa imuhang 3, no? Sa imong ikaduha nga bakante or blank na part sa imuhang table. So, 442,000 divided by 855. Ano ba ko ang 842,000. Okay. That is equal to nag-survey na sad sila, nakakita sila nga 882 families diya nga sa barangay. So, same thing, we're going to proceed. This 442,000 divided by 882. So, pila na karon ang budget matag pamilya? So, 442,000 divided by 882 pesos. That is going to be 501.13 pesos. So, day number 3, nakita nila nga 910 ang pamilya. So, same thing. Atong buhaton, 442,000 divided by 910. So, 442,000 divided by 910. And that is equal to 485.71 pesos per family. Okay, last one is day number 4. They found that there were 931 families. So we are going to divide the budget once more, and each family will now have how much? We will now have 474.76 pesos. So what we can observe in the table and in our solving, no, kadaghan ang imong pamilya, syempre nagkagamay po ang imong budget, kidaghan naman or mas daghan naman ang magtunga sa imong total nga budget na 442,000 pesos. Okay, so that's how you fill in the table, which is part of question number 3. Karon dito sa create a model or an equation. So what are we going to do with the equation? So maghimo ta og function for this, and this is called rational function. Buhaton siyang buhaton na to siya og function, and x is equal to the number of families. Okay? So matong buhaton na itong total budget. So total budget, or B na lang. Okay, so we have B of x is equal to atong total budget, which is 442,000 over x, which is the number of families. So technically, ang ana itong gibuhat, no? Kanilang siya is naka-rational lang siya nga function na form. So that is how we use rational functions in real life situations. So I'm going to present 3 more examples for all of you to understand this lesson more. Let's move on to example number 1. So I'm going to read the problem, and you can see there the table that we need to fill in. The local government unit allotted a budget of 100,000. So let me write that first. So the budget of the LGU is 100,000 pesos for the feeding program. Okay, in a certain daycare center. The amount will be divided equally to all the pupils in the daycare center. So, write an equation showing the relationship of the allotted amount per pupil represented by f of x versus the total number of children represented by x. So, muna siya itong budget. X is the number of pupils or number of students in the daycare center. And we need to make a mathematical model or a rational function out of this. So, ang ihang gingon sa second na part, no, sa second na sentence is the amount will be divided equally to all the pupils. So, atong i-divide ang imong budget sa imong number of pupils, which is your x. Now, we are going to represent this function as f of x because it is stated there in your problem. And we are going to write 100,000, and then ang saan siya pag-divide? I-divide siya equally by the number of your pupils, which is x. So, yun nga niya ang atong mathematical model. Now, using this model, we can now solve for your missing data there. So, what if daw your number of children is 10 or nakay 10 ka mga estudyante? How much, no, ang imong budget per child or per pupil? So, what we're going to do, we're going to use this particular model. So that is going to be 100,000 and then divided by 10. No, muna siya ang nasa first na to nga table kung yung tan-awon ang inyong module. So ang may tabuan na muna siya nga ang answer niya class is 10,000 pesos. Meaning kada bata makadawat og 10,000 pesos kung napulo lang sila sa klase. However, sa inyong makita din ha, nagapataas siya, no? In the second example or in the second part of the table, i-divide na ang 100,000 into 20. Okay, so diha ang hitabo, this is f of 10 and then this is f of 20. So as what you can see, kada bata, you are going to have 5,000 pesos. Okay, let's proceed with the third part, which is f of 50. No, so f of 50, we are going to divide 100,000 by 50 pupils, and then as what you can see again, it's going to be per student, you're going to have 2,000 pesos. Let's proceed. No, ato po siyang humanang gitanan. So you are going to have f of 100 or 100 kabata. So 100,000 divided by 100 pupils. Each will have 1,000 pesos. And the last one is f of 200. And that is going to be 100,000 divided by 200 children. So each student will now have 500 pesos. So again, same as kaganina, no? Habang nagadaghan ang imuhang bata, syempre mas mugamay ang imuhang amount, kaya mas daghan naman sila ang magtunga sa kana siya nga budget. Alright, so let's proceed with example number 2, which is connected to our example number 1. Let's proceed to example number 2, which is connected to our example number 1. Okay, number 1. Suppose a benefactor wants to supplement the budget allotted for each child by donating an additional of 600 pesos per child. If h of x represents the new amount allotted per child, construct a function representing the relationship using the table we used earlier. So earlier, muna ni siya nga itong gibuhat nga table, no? So, natay table or natay part nga 10 ang students, nay 20, nay 50, nay 100, and 200. And muna siya itong gibuhat kaganina. However, this time, we are going to change f of x into h of x because that is the requirement for the new allotted money. So, kaganina kung f of x is equal to 100,000 times x, since naamang kay Gido nga 650 pesos, so our function now is going to be h of x is equal to, same thing gihapon, 100,000 divide sa number of your children, pero kada bata mag-add na ka og 650 pesos from a certain benefactor. So what we're going to do is we're going to change each one. Okay, so this is going to be h of 10 for this part. Okay, so h of 10 is equal to 100,000 divide 10 plus 650. Remember, our answer for this a while ago is 10,000, and then we are going to add 650, so that is going to be 10,650 pesos per child. So let's move on. What if we have 20 pupils in the daycare center? So we are going to have this, and the answer a while ago is this 100,000 divided 20 is 5,000. Then we are going to add 650. Therefore, the final budget is going to be 5,650 pesos. Okay, let's move on to h of 50. So h of 50 is equal to 100,000 divided by 50 pesos. That is going to be 2,000 plus, that is plus 650. That is going to be 2,650. Let's proceed to age of 100. So age of 100, that is going to be 100,000 divided by 100 plus 650. The answer to this is 1,000. Mag-add ta og 650 pesos. That is going to be 1,650 pesos. And the last one is age of 200, which is this one. Nasa tumoy, no? So that is going to be 100,000 divided 200 plus 650. The answer to this a while ago is 500 pesos plus mag-add ta og 650 pesos. That is going to be a total of 1,150 pesos. So as what you can see, wala na to answer kay gini na gi-add lang nato og 650 pesos because of the additional given value right there. Okay, so let's proceed to our last example. Example number 3.